Yo, what is going on, guys? Miguel here. Eva's in the back there today. So today we're coming at you with a video on, sorry if it's a little bit bumpy, it's just the road we're on right now. So we're coming at you with a video on how to just go ahead and take action, okay? So how to get out and face your fear of door knocking. So if you guys have never been here before, of course, my name is Miguel. I'm licensed out in London, Ontario, Canada. I've been licensed for 4 years, and I own a small team, and I built my entire business from door knocking. Now, you'll see some other avenues of lead generation over time with me. I also have different pillars, of course. I do believe you should have other pillars, but I do believe door knocking is the absolute best way to build your platform and ultimately give you guys your big clients in the end and have a thriving database, which gives you your reach out over time. So the reason why I want to cover this topic is because for me, it's honestly came natural. Like I've never had to, just gonna shut this, see if there's more light that comes in. I've never had to get over a fear of door knocking, okay? So my first ever door that I knocked on, I was actually excited. I was like, yep, I finally got my license. Now I can just go start knocking on some doors. And a lot of people are not in that boat. And I want to help you guys understand how to get into that boat, like how to actually go. And I think the biggest fear people have, and the reason why people don't do stuff, is because there's fear of rejection, right? People have a fear of being told, screw off, like, no, I don't like you, whatever, right? They have a fear of that, but also of interrupting someone's day. If I can just label that out right away, people are afraid to door knock because they just don't want to interrupt someone's day, or they're just scared that they might have someone cuss them out or whatever that might be, right? And you have to understand that from a sales perspective, unless you're going to be interrupting someone's day, or you're not going to be finding yourself making a lot of money if you're not interrupting someone's day. You have to interrupt someone's day to actually make money in this business. That's a reality, right? No matter if you're calling someone, even if you know them, even if you know someone, you're interrupting their day. Like, you are calling someone at a certain pattern of their day. However, your mindset needs to shift from, oh, I'm interrupting them or I'm bothering them, to this person needs me, okay? When you door knock, are you going to find someone who, like, are you always going to find, like, is every single door you're going to knock on going to be someone who has to sell or wants to sell? No, like, it's solely, like, door knocking is not like that, right? That's just not the way door knocking is. Door knocking, you have to find, there's a wide array of people, right? There's people who have no intention to sell. There's people who've considered it. There's people who have to sell. And there's people who maybe are just having to buy as well. Like, there's a whole array of people, right? Like, the reality is, you're not going to knock on someone's door and they'll be like, actually, we are thinking of selling. Does it happen? Absolutely. Like, I have a listing that's coming up in 2 days, actually, that I met them within a week. It does happen, but it's not very common. But to get over your fear of it, you just got to go out there and do it, okay? And I'll share with you guys the top ways to actually get over your fear. Number one is have the mindset, right? The mindset is what I just shared with you, is understand that you're going to have someone, you're going to have to interrupt someone's day, you're going to have rejection, but you also have to understand that comes with making money. You cannot go out in sales and expect to make money and do nothing. Like, that's just not the reality. You have to make it inconvenient for someone to where it's convenient for you to help them. Your mindset needs to be, this person needs my help. You have to understand that you have a strong value proposition to give to someone and that people need you. Know this, if they don't know who you are not an option. If it's the reality, right? Like, if no one knows who you are, there's no possible way they can call you or use you. The only way you can do that is to introduce yourself by knocking on their door and be like, hey, my name's blah, blah, blah. I'm blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get out there and start talking to people. The other side of it too is I learned this recently. Make a chart, not a chart, but like make a board called they told me no board or something. I forget what you're supposed to call it, but I just tell it I've heard it all board. Sorry, that's what it's called in my office. I've heard it all board. The I've heard it all board makes it so you actually want to get objected, in a sense, okay? You don't want to go out there and your main goal is to get objected. But I have it that I've heard it all board. What it does is, anytime you hear something you haven't heard, like, oh, this person told me to screw off today, cool. You write that in your notes while you're door knocking and go put that on your board. That way you have a goal to actually get stuff on your board where it's like, oh, you're almost encouraged to go out there and get a negative, or not a negative response, an objection from someone to the point where it's like, okay, cool. If you haven't added anything to that board for that day, you haven't done enough in that day, right? Because if someone hasn't objected to you saying, no, slam the door, any of that kind of stuff, or hasn't said, no, I'm not interested at all, leave me, don't come back, whatever, you haven't done enough for that day. Every single day you should be prospecting and have someone telling you, hey, don't reach out, this, no soliciting, whatever, right? Have that, so every time you hear that, every day you can add something to that board. That should be your goal, right? So if you have that board, it actually encourages you to go out there and get more done. So that's part of the mindset, right? Just know that A, somebody needs you. B, if they don't know you, you're not an option. And C, have a board to make it so you want to go and actually get objected, right? It's like a goal. It's almost like a game. You want to make it like a game where it's like, okay, if someone actually objects to me, cool. Like, I'm going to get objected. I can put some on my board. The next one's to come. Just know that everyone else is weeds until you get to that person that's like going to need your services, right? Or someone you've had a good chat with. You're just working your way through till you get to someone. You never let someone throw you off during the day, right? If someone just told you, oh, yeah, I hate realtors or whatever, right? No, you just keep going with your day. Like, that person might say that, but then the next person's like, oh, so glad you came by. I'm actually looking to sell in the next 6 months, and I don't have a real estate agent. Think about the outcome of that versus the person that you'll never even remember what happened, like literally a week from then, right? There's only one, and I'll tell you from my experience. I think it's good for you guys to know my experience, right? So I've knocked on tens of thousands of doors. Like I'm around 40,000 doors at this point. Out of all those doors knocked, there's only one interaction I remember, maybe two. There was one where a guy had like, he was in pretty good shape too. He had like his shirt off and kind of kept walking towards me. It was oh, that's so weird. So that guy I just drove past, he was looking at me. I think he recognized me, but I don't think he knows I have this car now. He actually was going to sell with me, and he listed his home with another realtor. I don't even know why he's in this area, but anyways, I'll probably give him a text because he's been talking to me still. We're still on good terms. I think the realtor he's working with is not going to sell that home. He's going to give me a show. But anywho, that was really odd. So I recognize him right away. So anyways, back on track. So basically, I'll tell you, like, there's only two experiences that were bad that I ever recall. And they weren't even bad. Like, the one guy with the shirt off who just kind of kept walking towards me, I was kind of like, okay, this guy's a dummy, like, whatever. He's just trying to be cool, right? Like, whatever. That's the only other one I remember. And the other one was I knocked on this guy's door. I shouldn't have knocked on it because the home was kind of not in great shape. And I remember just hearing when I knocked on it, the guy tripped over something. He just swore, right? Like, I could hear him I was like, oh crap, this isn't going to be good. Guy opens the door. Guy literally looks exactly like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and he looks at me, he's like, what? And I was just like, hey man, I was like, what's, no, I think I said, hey, I was like, hey, what's up, man? My name's Miguel, I'm in real estate. And he's just like, F off, and he just slammed the door, like, really hard. Those are the only two negative interactions I have ever had door knocking that I can remember. Have I had other ones? Yes, but not enough for me to remember. Like, every single time you have someone who's like, hey, like, I'm not interested, and just shuts the door. Like, if you knock on 100 doors a day, you're gonna have someone who's just gonna tell you they're not interested and just shut the door, and that's okay. You don't go after those people. You just say, okay, no problem, and go. If they're shutting the door on you, like, they're not interested, right? If they say, we're not interested, now you got to gain that skill to get past, which leads me to the next course of action, which is number two is you have to have good skills, okay? Now, I'm not saying you have to role play for hours on end and then start door knocking, right? You have to take action immediately, right? But the more practice you get, the better you're gonna get. See, the better you have your presentation. So number one, you want to be really good at your listing presentation, because the better you are at your listing presentation, the more you're going to want to present to people. The more you're going to know that people have to use you, right? If you're new, like, I'll give you my own example, right? When I was new, I remember just trying to, like, go for listing leads, right? But but when I kept saying to myself, I'm like, man, someone just needs to give me a chance. Someone just needs to give me a chance, because I have my listing presentation. Oh, that guy's throwing rocks. Okay, I don't know where I'm driving right now. I have my listing presentation dialed, but I also had my door knocking script dialed, so I was super confident. Now, I'll be honest, if you don't have those two down, you're not going to be as confident. However, don't make that an excuse to not go out and door knock. You just have to go out. Like, I'm telling you right now, guys, like, you can just go out, door knock, and just literally like just have a good conversation, add someone to your database. Like, it's literally that easy sometimes, right? Like, people will work with you if they know, like, and trust you, right? Obviously, you want to like be like an authority. Like, yeah, you need to have a script, right? But at the same time, don't let that stop you. Like, if I'll just give you for an example, if you're watching this video, you want to go door knocking right after this, but you've never scripted and role played, or you don't have a script, just go out there, knock on the door, just be like, hey, take some advice from my videos, right? Do you have any plans to buy, invest, or sell? Cool. How long have you been here? But like, just build rapport with them, right? Around real estate, of course, but like, it's not that hard, guys. Just build rapport with them and just get out there. Okay. But I am telling you this, you're going to gain more confidence if you have your listing presentation dialed, because you're going to want to present to them. That's going to be your main goal. You want to set a listing appointment. And then B, when you have your script dialed, because you know you're going to sound like someone who's in the business for 30 years. So when I started, I scripted. I literally took off work. I quit my job as a tool and die maker. I did my schooling, because in Ontario, in Canada, I don't know about other provinces, but Ontario, it takes you, even full-time, it's like 5 to 6 months to get your license. It's a while. So I did a mix every day of my schooling and then 3 hours of scripting every single day. I literally went to like Brian Casella, watched him do his like role plays, watched him do his listing presentation. I just wrote it out verbatim, and I just did it. Because I'm an auditory learner. Like, I hear people's upswings, downswings. Like, if someone did a script and I wrote it out, I'm gonna have it to the T, right? So knowing your scripts is gonna be very key in having the confidence to go out there and do it. But again, if you don't have that confidence in knowing your scripts, go out and do it, because all you gotta do is knock on the door, go back, and just be like, hey, my name's Miguel, or whatever your name is, and just be like, hey, you're the homeowner, yes? Cool. Just curious if you have any plans to buy, invest, or sell in the near future. And that opens the conversation. That's it. You don't even need to know your script, but I'm telling you, if you know your scripts, you're going to have a lot more confidence. So if you're a bit shaky, yes, work on your scripts, but do not stop that from you from going out and taking action, because the best way to look at it, guys, is people need someone who's going to work hard, which is going to be you, and you have no idea until you knock on that door where that client can take you. I have a client right now, I'm working with them. It was actually a friend by owner, but I called them off their apartment ad, and it's $6 million. Do you think I would have volume with all their properties? Do you think I would have even guessed if I didn't call them? No. Now it's a great client. We have an excellent relationship, even on a personal standpoint, and it's a great fluid relationship, right? So again, just know the mindset behind that. Like I said, there's nothing bad that'll happen to you, right? If you really want help too, if you really want to make sure you don't hit the negative people, I've said this before, but the last part I'm going to drive home is only knock on the doors that present themselves well, okay? If it's a nice owner-occupied home, it shows well, the owner keeps it well, knock on it. If it's a home that like the garbage cans are all out and the grass is overgrown, don't knock on it, because guess what? They're not going to be good clients anyways, and those people don't even sell in today's market. It's probably a rental too. So again, if you want it to be even easier, one thing I've done over time is I've knocked on the good owner-occupied homes, and those people will always value your time, because they value the time spent into investing in their property. If they invest good time into the property and they see you're a realtor, they're gonna know they're gonna have to use you at some point, or you might even have a buyer for them at some point. So they're gonna be receptive to you. So all that stuff, guys, should really help you guys invigorate some action to your plan, because again, I've never had that problem, but part of it was because I was prepared. But if you're not prepared and you haven't been practicing your scripts and role play like I do, go out and do it, because experience is going to be the best way to get your results done, okay? So I hope you guys like that. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.